Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Bradley University Graduate School. I have with me Dean Dr. Bakan, our graduate school dean. I'm Shabir Amir Ali. I'm the Director of Recruitment and Student Success. I know it's late night, 8 o'clock for you guys, dinner time. We thought giving a pre-departure orientation would be very useful for the students who have been admitted, who have got the visa and who are planning to travel in a couple of weeks' time. Dr. Bakan and I going to, put forth some discussion about what is this pre-departure orientation, what is expected. Dr. Bakan, we have been discussing about having this pre-departure orientation. What do you think the benefit of this for the students? Why do we have this pre-departure orientation?
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons is to try to prepare students for entering into the United States and coming to Bradley University, and to try to answer any questions they might have so that they feel more comfortable traveling and coming to Bradley and getting on campus, and that there any problems that they might think they might have, that we can try to smooth those problems over so that they feel comfortable in a new environment.
As you know, the pre-departure orientation is organized by the Bradley University Graduate School. Most of the students have asked these questions. How do I get the dates and links? We normally post it in your WhatsApp group, Facebook group, page group. And, this is how you can get the links, and you can have a discussion about, questions you have. You can ask us, and so that we can address those questions. Do you think, Dr. Bakan, is all the students who can attend the orientation, the pre-departure orientation?
Students don't have to attend the pre-departure orientation. That's just something that we're offering. If they have questions, we certainly would like them to attend and try to give them information that they might need that would help them in their travel, that would help them prepare for their academics, that would help them prepare traveling all the way to Illinois, to Peoria, for their studies. But we do have an orientation that all students are required, and that's an international student orientation. And that will be the week before classes begin, on the Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning, and all students will be required to attend that orientation.
I got an interesting question. Can my parents attend the orientation? He had a very interesting question. So students are asking, this pre-departure orientation, can a parent attend?
Oh, absolutely. Parents or family or friends or anyone who's helping you, the students, to prepare your travels are more than welcome to attend the orientation.
And what are the questions they can ask in pre-departure orientation? What kind of questions they can ask?
They can ask pretty much, it's kind of an open-ended discussion. If it's not an appropriate question, we might address that later when they arrive. But typical questions might be, how do I get to Bradley University? What's the route of travel? And there are many different routes, but we recommend that students fly into Chicago. And from Chicago, there's a bus, the Peoria Charter, that brings you right to campus and right to our student center. And then someone will be there to pick you up and take you and for temporary housing and until you can find permanent housing for 3 to 4 days. But the important thing is you need to let us know when you're traveling, when your flights are arriving in Chicago, when you're going to be arriving on campus. And links are provided on our website, and we provide information for you. But it's important that you book a reservation for the Peoria Charter, because you might not get a seat. And then what would happen is it's a bus and it drives to Peoria. What would happen is if you don't have a reservation, you might have to wait for the next bus, which is about 3 hours later. But those travel details are very important, because then we can have someone at our student center ready. We have student volunteers that will pick you up and take you to some temporary housing until you can find permanent housing. So that might be a typical question. How do I even get to Peoria?
Oh, that's a question I frequently get in Facebook and WhatsApp. And they can see all the links available on their right-hand side in the Facebook page group. And the WhatsApp group we have really good student volunteers who are currently studying, who have enjoyed the benefits of Bradley University, and they're enjoying their studies here, the social events here. They have been helping the students. So if they are not able to reach, they can either reach us, they can reach us, those student volunteers, or they can post questions, because the groups we have created is to support them. It's a closed group. There is no marketing. It's only for them to get supported, travel, come here, get settled.
Absolutely. Many years ago, but before I started, students would get an admit letter. They would get admitted to the university, but there was no communication after that. And we found that it's very important to communicate with the students so they feel more comfortable traveling and coming to our academic programs and our academic institution. We feel that's very important. So at any time, you can ask questions in regards to, almost anything in regards to coming to the U.S. and coming to our institution, academic programs, and avenues for that would be on Facebook, WhatsApp, or a direct email to us, and we will reply as soon as possible to, comfort you and give you the information that you need.
I got a current question from a student. One of the students just WhatsApped me and personally asked me, "Oh, I'm attending this orientation. Is it mandatory for me to attend the Bradley University International Student Orientation on August 18th and 19th?"
Yes, it is mandatory. We collect all your forms and documentation. We provide you some information, some very important information about the culture, the university programs. You'll also have an opportunity to meet your program coordinator. You'll have an opportunity to get lunch with us. And it's a day filled with lots of information, a lot of valuable information, so that you can be successful here at Bradley University. So it's very important that you, even if you are attending this orientation, that you must come to the international student orientation. And if you don't, you won't be able to register for classes or access a lot of the things on campus. So it's very important that you're there.
Absolutely. You have any specific question about if you are unable to attain? Some students have difficulties, like have the medical problems or very, family-oriented problems. 1 or 2 students in the past, they have done that. Probably they can email me or they can leave a message, and we would try to help all those students. But it's mandatory for them, all the international students, to attend the International Student Orientation on August 18th and 19th. That's really important. And one of the questions from a student was, how can I prepare myself in the US student life? What are the things I should take care of it?
What do you mean by student life?
So I'm coming as a student in the US. What is advisable things? What are the things I should keep in mind?
Okay. Well, I think as a student, one thing that is very important here at the university is academic integrity. So doing your own work and studying hard. I think it's very important that if students have questions, they need to ask their professor and get some clarification. Studies are the most important thing. We want you to come here, we want you to study hard, and we want you to get a good experience. We have excellent academic programs at very high standards. So we want students to work hard in their coursework. Another thing, though, that ties into that is time management. So students need to be able to manage their time effectively in regards to, when do I study? When do I get my papers done? Obviously, we want you to have some fun, and we have built in some cultural experiences, a trip to Chicago, and there's a riverboat cruise that we have, and a number of other activities for you. But time management is very important. Also, being on time for class, events that are here. In our culture, it's very important to be on time. A couple minutes early, be prepared, bring all your materials, and that shows the professor or the person you're meeting that you're interested, it's important to you, and you value it. So you're responsible for your own learning, but there are a lot of things and a lot of avenues to help you. So if it's a course issue, you should address, and we'll talk about this at the orientation, but if it's a course issue, you should address it with your instructor. And then the next step would be the department chair, and then the dean. If it's a general question that you're not sure of, the best place to go is the graduate school. We are here to help you be successful, and we're here to try to answer all your questions. So this is the place, the graduate school in Bradley Hall, room 200, is a place where you can come and you can talk to Shabir, who can help you, or many of our dedicated graduate faculty staff in the office. Our job is to serve you and to help you be successful and graduate with a degree.
That's a really, really valid point. Most of the students, they think when I come to US, English is the only thing I need to learn. Time management, academic integrity, and academic excellence are the key 3 points I think the students should always know. There's a culture they should inculcate. And one of the question again raised up student, should I need to practice on my English skills before coming to the US? One of the students asked me, I got 6.5 IELTS, so do I need to polish my English? That's what they use.
Yes. I would say, yes, whenever you have a chance to speak English, to listen, to try to comprehend, to write English, the demands are, if you got a 6.5, that tells us that you're have the ability to learn here, but the demands are different than in India. And depending on the professor and depending on the classes, it could be easy for you or it could be difficult. So it would be a good idea to practice, if you have a chance, practice your English and practice your skills prior to coming to the US.
Oh, that's valuable for all the students who are coming in. So that guys, even if you have a 7.5 IELTS, guys and girls, or even 100 TOEFL, I would say polish your English, because you need to write your thesis, you need to write your projects. It's going to be quite useful. As Dr. Bakan in the beginning has told about the travel arrangements, plan your flight tickets. Plan your tickets for Peoria Charter. That's important. Keep us updated with your visa status. Keep us updated with your travel details so that we could help us. There's a student volunteer group which is here to help you guys when you come here, take you in, pick you up from this Bradley student campus, and give you a temporary accommodation for 3 to 4 nights so that you can find your new home, new friends. So please, that's really, information is really, really important for us to help you.
Absolutely. And as I have traveled to India a couple times, so the last 2 years I've been in India recruiting students like yourselves to come here. In a new country, it can be very difficult finding your way around and trying to get help. So by you providing your details to us, we can make your travel much more pleasant and you don't have to worry about it. If we don't know when you're coming or when you're arriving or if you need housing, then it becomes more difficult. You could show up on campus and no one might be there. So it's real important that you plan ahead and let us know when you're coming so that we can help you. We want you to have a wonderful experience and the least amount of problems as possible.
I really like this comment. When you go to a new country, you have to learn things. You need to, so that you can give details to everyone so that you get information. I'll tell you a real important thing. When I went to Calcutta after 8 years, I've been not traveling. Dr. Bakan guided me actually. This is the airport you have to go. It was really for me, oh, even it's my own country, because it's changed a lot. So I need to have information and details. He told me this is the way you need to go in and things. I was really happy he was with me. And the same thing, if you guys have friends, please ask them to share your information with us so that we can prepare your landing here.
Or if you have friends, try to travel together.
Absolutely.
Because that will make it much more, much easier for you. It's easier to be able to talk to someone or go somewhere. At least if you get lost, for example, in the airport, you can get lost together and then you can figure it out. One nice thing about Chicago O'Hare is as soon as you go through customs and leave the airport, the bus pickup is right outside the international terminal. So you do not have far to go at all. You just basically walk across the street and then wait and the bus will come.
I just got one more question from a student. Just got a live question. What are the documents required when we come to the orientation? The documents required when you come for the international orientations are all your educational documents. If you have recently graduated, if you don't have your degree certificate, we will collect that by first week of October. So that means you have almost 4 to 6 weeks to give us the original documents. However, bring most of your documents in a sealed envelope from your university. That's important. All your transcripts. If you have not reported your IELTS or TOEFL or GRE, please directly report it through the centers. Don't bring the documents because we want it to be reported through the centers. Bring your passport with a stamp. your visa stamped. Take a printout of your I-94 after you landed. If you are unable to print out, come here to graduate school. We will help you. We have kept some centers, laptops, so that you can use it and you can take printouts. I-94 is one of the document which will be required for you. Bring all your documents, and some of the students might have not done an online recommendation letters, because we prefer online recommendation letters. Please bring your original recommendation letters in a sealed envelope if you have just uploaded it, because we have been accepting application through online. So these are the documents which are key for us to look into. If you have any specific questions regarding other documents, please feel free to ask us. Some of the students might have not also given us the financial documents. Please bring your original financial documents too. It's really important for us to check that and remove your hold so that it allows you to register for the classes. So these are the documents which are required.
And what we will do is when you come to the orientation, we'll collect all those documents, we'll put them in a manila envelope, and while the orientation is going on, we'll make copies of everything. And then after the orientation, then we'll go to lunch, and after lunch, you can pick up all of your documents. So you don't need to bring your documents to the graduate school as soon as you arrive. Now you can come to the graduate school and just check in and see if there's if you have any questions you have, or just to meet us. You're more than welcome to do that, and we'd love to see you. But we don't need your documentation, your documents, until the international orientation on the 18th and 19th.
Absolutely. You just can come and say, hello, I've already reached. There's a check-in just to report to us, making sure that you're here. I know that will be really helpful for us to support you if you have any challenges in the initial days, like housing, health insurance forms, where do I submit health forms. And two important documents which you might require when you land is health form. You need to take the health form which was sent with your admission letter. Fill all the vaccinations. If you have not done the vaccination, take vaccination, immunize yourself, get it signed by your physician back in India. Why? Healthcare and vaccination, when you come as a new student on the first 2 weeks, going to be expensive in the US. So I would complete those forms and fill it up and bring it here. And health insurance, either you can take it in India, you can take it from ISO.org, which should be Gold Plan and above, or Bradley University's Gallagher Insurance. We have given options. We want to make sure that students do some research, that we want to give the decision to you so that you can select from these options. Make sure that the plan is equivalent to a Gold Plan of ISOA. These are the documents which is required for us, so that we can check you in the orientation, and after the orientation, we can remove your hold so that you can start registering for your classes. However, some of the departments might have a specific orientation before you register for your classes. So don't worry about that. So we will give information about specific department orientations. You will meet your program coordinators, program chairs if available, and current student volunteers during your international student orientation. I think these are the documents required. And if you travel with these documents, it will be easy for you so that you don't need to wait for a fax, you don't have to wait for a courier to send you documents and things. So once you come in, check with us. We don't need your documents. That's really important.
Right.
This question we've already answered. Do I need a health and accident insurance prior to my departure? It's up to the student. Some students, they take a travel insurance. Some students, they don't take a travel insurance. It's the student's decision. You know how important the travel insurance is. Some students take insurance at home. From India, if students are traveling from India, they take Tata, they take ICICI. If the students are traveling from Middle East, they take from the Middle East-based ICC travel insurance. But most of the students, what they do currently is they come here, they take the insurance. If you have any health issues, you can easily reach to the insurance provider. That makes them easier. And they give you for 10 to 12 months based on your semesters. So you can come here, you can take an insurance, or you can take the insurance back home from your home country. So we haven't got any live questions, but one important question normally students ask. This is going to be covered in your international orientation, but this is regarding the fees. How do I pay the fees? That has been a really a big question. How do I pay the fees? What you have to do is you don't need to pay your fees now. That's the first question, because you haven't registered for the courses. As an international student, you have to be registered for 9 credit hours. On exceptional case basis, you can register for 6 courses, which will be determined when you meet your course coordinator, program coordinators, and when you attend the orientation. So based on that, once you register for the courses, your tuition fee bill will be generated, then you pay the fees.
Yep.
But there are different methods to be paid. Like you can bring demand drafts because most of you might have taken an educational loan, or your parent might have taken a parent loan. You can have a US bank account which you can transfer. You can bring your credit card from your home country. If you have sufficient funds, you can pay. But look for charges, whether it's 2% or 4%. Our student fees office is open, so they can help you out on that. All these fees, you can do it only when you register. However, currently Bradley has a good partnership with peer transfer. Even if you're in India, your bank can pay your fees for the fall semester, actually. So you have the estimates in the Facebook page. You will receive an email from us from our graduate school on the estimates. So you might receive what is the estimates. You can minus your scholarship if you have a 20% graduate scholarship, or your 35% graduate excellence tuition fee scholarship. So you can deduct that, and you can ask your bank to pay the balance amount through peer transfer. Peer transfer, you have a partnership. Your bank might ask, do I have an authorization? Once you submit, they will get a letter from our financial controller which says peer transfer is our partner, and you can give the money to them or transfer money through them. So we have the letter, we have the authentication, so that the bank can also transfer. Last year, more than 70% of the students have paid through peer transfer. Some of them brought their cashes, some of them paid through their relatives in United States, some paid through demand apps. But 70% of the students and more have paid through peer transfer, because it's an easy way, so that the student doesn't have to worry about the class getting dropped. You have plenty of time after you register for your classes. So all these details we are going to discuss during our student orientation. But if you want to pay your fees currently, if your bank says, I want to pay, just go to peer transfer, put all your information. Don't forget to put your campus ID and your full name as per the passport, and the university. That's important for us. So you can do that. And you have the estimates in the Facebook page so that you can go. That's one of the important questions which the students were asking about.
Sure.
So I think that's really valuable. We are looking for any live questions. We haven't received any live questions now. Just to reiterate, what are the types of things they should pack? They were asking us, like, what are the things I should bring when I come to the United States? Hope everybody might have known Walmart by now.
Yes. Well, definitely you want to bring clothes, right?
Yes.
And our weather here is, when you arrive, it will be warm. It'll be what you're used to, 90 degrees Fahrenheit to 100 degrees. It will also get colder in the winter. But you don't need to pack a jacket. I would guess you'll probably purchase one once you're here. But if you have any type of educational instruments like calculators, or if you're going to bring a computer or a phone, a GSM capable phone, cell phone, any type of spare things like glasses, so if you lose them, do you have any contacts or things like that? Are you going to bring money so you can purchase things? So you want to bring some funds to buy things, because you're going to have to, in your housing arrangement, you're going to have to buy things like sheets, and you might have to buy pots or some pans or some different things like that. So those are just some of the things that you might consider bringing. Remember, you won't be going back to your country probably for a while. So bring those things that you'll need, that you want. You might want to bring some pictures of your family members just to remind you of home. The good news is that we have a lot of international students on campus. So there's a lot of support here, not only from faculty and staff, and especially the graduate school, there's a lot of support from other students. So we know that sometimes you might get homesick, but we have a great network here, and with the internet, we can Skype back home and do different things like that. So we're just very excited that you're coming. We're excited that you're on our very first webinar, and we look forward to meeting all of you.
Absolutely. I think Dr. Bakan has captured everything what they need. People asking, can I bring masalas? Hey guys, we have 3 Indian stores here. We have 2 good Chinese store here. So we have a Vietnamese restaurant, we have a Taiwanese restaurant, we have good Chinese and Japanese restaurants. So we have everything available here. That means they can buy. And Chicago is just 3 hours from here. We have a bus 4 times a day. So you can just go. You have we call Little India in Chicago. So you can buy if you want. Probably students might bring, can I bring rice, a 20 pounds rice and things? I would say there's plenty. The maximum you're going to, pay extras could be between $3 to $5 compared to India or China. But it's worth bringing some of the books. If you could talk to your current students, can I bring a book to read? That's valuable. Can I bring a calculator? Instrumental calculator or engineering calculator, which could be expensive here.
Absolutely.
Can I bring a pair of glasses? It could be between $100 to $200 to get a new pair of glasses. You're going to be in a new place. You want to play. You want to see. You might break your glasses because you're going to see new friends. You're going to have fun. They play cricket. They play different kind of soccer. They play games. So bring a pair of extra glasses if you want. That could be worth. All the spices and all the food materials, most of them are available. I know some people are traditional. I would encourage them, follow your traditional, but as a suggestion, these are some of the important things they could bring in.
Yeah. Also, if you have any medicines that you're taking, if you're currently on any medication, or if it's just something, allergies or something like that, or there's some medicine that you take daily or something like that, that would be an important thing to make sure you bring a supply of medicine with you.
That's a real fact. My mother comes and visits me. She brings 6 months medicine. Because initially as an international student, it could be challenging, for you to get hang of what the medications, sometimes it might be different from what is in India. If you could bring for a long expiry medications, if you're taking for a chronic or a acute, illness you have, that could be worth saving lots of money for you guys. Once you come here, once you have a regular physician, then they can prescribe you what the US medications are. So it also depends on your insurance, again, the health insurance. So I would say that's quite important for you to have all your basic things covered, like books, medications, calculators, which could be expensive in the US. I would say if you want to buy a laptop, happy, you can come here and buy. You get the highest version here, so you can use for your educational purpose. But these are the things which you could, I would say, as personally Dr. Bakan has seen, we need to bring here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're bringing any equipment, please bring a converter from your home, like a converter switch from India to US, China to US, Europe to US. That could be quite handy for you guys. Otherwise, you have to search for it. So I think that sums up our discussion today. We have captured all the question and answer. Let me see again if I have a live question. One question is, what is the maximum amount of liquid cash can I bring? That's a valid question. We say if we don't want to give you any number, go to your US consulate website. They have given clear instruction as how much money you can carry. That's really important. It comes from the immigration authorities, not from the graduate school. We want you to follow the immigration guidelines for the liquid cash you can carry. Most of the students who they come, they have told us they bring between $2,000 to $3,000 just for them to get settled and things. And that could be quite, useful for them for their, initial deposit and things. But they bring traveler's check, which is inexpensive for them to transfer. They bring traveler's card. They bring demand drafts. But I would say look into your specific US consulate website, like how much liquid cash you can carry, because more than a limit if you carry, it could be considered as not a legitimate cash to be bringing inside the United States.
I think it's $10,000 or less, but you'll want to check to verify that.
Absolutely.
And we'll have on Friday of the week before classes, we'll have an all student orientation on Friday evening. And there will be banks there that you can, if you haven't already set up a bank account, bank will be there and you can actually get information about setting up accounts so your liquid cash can go into a bank account. So you don't have to keep it in your room or carry it all the time. You might lose it. So we'll have those opportunities as well as a lot of other information for you.
And we have one more live question. Help form should be submitted before international orientation. That's a valid point. You can bring your help form here when you come to report us. We will give you a map of university. Some of them who land, they visit Bradley University, they know better than us.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we would say where you need to go. You can submit it to our Markin Health Center. They will accept your form. They will give you a appointment for your TB test here. All these international students have to take a TB test, which will be done in the Markin Health Center in Bradley University. They will not consider anything done internationally. It is one of the health request done by the health department. Yes. Absolutely. So that's the one question. There's one more question from the students. Okay, being accommodated by seniors, which is the point of reporting to acknowledge my arrival to the university, also it's works timing. Okay, you can go fill up your acceptance form, which is in your student application page. That's really, really important for us. It captures when you got your visa, where you're attending or not, what time you're landing. Once you've done that, because it captures till what time you're going to arrive, we also pinned the Google document in the Facebook page. You can give when you're taking the bus from Peoria, from Chicago airport, and landing at Bradley University campus.
And that's very important for two reasons. One, so we know that you're coming and when you're coming, so we can have someone pick you up and someone help you when you get here. The second is so that we can prepare departments so that they have enough classes for all the students to take. So letting us know is just very important, not only for you, but also for us to prepare.
Once you come here, get settled with your seniors, because as I said, they are volunteered to give 3 to 4 nights. You guys, that's really, really plenty of time. The next day morning, get freshen up. After probably 1 o'clock, after you have your lunch, come and report to us. Our graduate school office is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. some days, and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day.
Yes.
Absolutely. We are here to help you. We don't want you to come with jet lag and things. If you think, hey, I have a doubt with my documents, bring your documents. But it is not necessary. The documents we need, it's only at the time of student orientation, which is in August 18th and 19th. If you're planning to travel, I would request you to travel before August 18th. Reach Peoria or Bradley University on August 16th or 17th.
16th would be the best time.
And it's a Sunday. So you can meet us on Monday if you have any doubts, and we can clarify all your doubts, and you can have your orientation on Tuesday and Wednesday.
And you'll only go to one orientation. So we're offering 2 separate orientations. We'll let you know which one it is, but you'll either come on the 18th or come on the 19th. You don't have to come both days.
Absolutely.
Just to be clear.
And it's going to be a really, really a good orientation. We also have planned to have a meeting with our management team, with your president. We have lots of events lined up for you guys. The Sunday of after orientation, we have a Taste of Bradley program. We are going to meet all the restaurants across Peoria coming here into Bradley, and you can have the Taste of Bradley, and you can meet the president. Dr. Bakan will be there. I'm going to present there. So you can meet our management team, the university management team. It's going to be a lively event for you guys. In the past 2 years we have seen an increase of students attending this kind of events. They like the food. That's really important.
And for those students who come on time, we'll also give some free tickets for you to get food for free. So that's kind of an incentive to arrive. Well, also on that same day, there's a block party. So there's games and activities right next to campus. So before classes start, there's just a lot of things going on, a lot of exciting things to get you excited about Bradley University and beginning your studies here.
Okay. I think we can take 2 more questions, but I have first question. Is SSN given only to on-campus job? Currently, I would say yes, because most of you're landing in fall 2015. For the next 2 semesters, you're not allowed to work outside the campus. So when you work inside the campus, you have to apply for an SSN, which will help you. We have a PDSO who also sits in our graduate school.
Yes.
And she has an appointment time, and she's a really lovely person, and she will help you out with all your SSN questions and everything. And I'm here, Dr. Bakan is here. We will help you, filling in all your documents. People who get an on-campus job for the first 2 semesters, they can go for the SSN. Okay. After 2 semesters, you can think about your internships, which is a long term. Probably we should think next year. But currently, if you guys come and settle here, learn the culture here, learn your curriculum, learn your programs, and settle down first for 3 to 6 months, that's going to be really important for you, because it's a big change. I know at least 5 to 10% of students might have traveled outside the home country, but 90% of them, this is the first time they travel outside their country. I think that's important for you to understand homesickness, understand you're going to leave your parents, you have to take your own decisions, you have to plan your curriculum. It's not like the schools in India or China where you have a curriculum which is set. Here you decide what you want to do, what you want to concentrate on. So that might take time. Then you can search for your jobs or on-campus opportunities. We are here to facilitate and help you. Okay, last question we are going to answer, and the question is, how many days will be to pay our fees after registering? When should we pay the fees after registering for the courses? So after the orientation on 18th and 19th, okay, most of the departments will register for you, or you can register for yourself once your hold is removed.
Or they may have an orientation that you have to
Absolutely.
go through in order to register.
Okay. After that, your bill will be generated, and the time would be August 28th. It's a Friday. 3 p.m. Before 3 p.m. you have to pay your fees. August 28th, 3 p.m.
So after our international orientation, you'll have that whole week plus the week after that to pay your fees. And if you don't pay your fees, then your classes will be canceled. So that's important, and we'll help you through that process. If it's transition of money or what you have to do, we'll help you through that process so your classes don't get canceled.
That's why the student fees, as I said, peer transfer is a wonderful tool the student can use. If the bank transfers, even though it takes 2 weeks for Bradley to get the money, the tuition fee, however, within 24 hours, we get a message from peer transfer, the money has been wired.
Yes.
So that means your classes will not be dropped. It's a good tool for you guys to use. Or if you bring a demand draft, we can take that and we say we updated that student has paid the fees, even though again, the demand draft takes 21 days for Bradley to collect the tuition fees. So we are here to help you facilitate your stay here in Bradley and make your career. I would really thank Dr. Bakan in his busy schedule with meetings, because summer 2 week for us, and the fall program is starting in next 3 to 4 weeks. And he said, I'm going to talk to the students, make sure that we address whatever questions they ask us. And thanks so much, Dr. Bakan.
You're welcome, and glad to be here. And just remember, if you have any questions beyond this, please let us know how we can help. Get on Facebook, give us your details. We look forward to seeing you in, less than a month, in about 3 weeks. So I hope you have a safe travels, and please come and stop by and say hello.
Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful good night.
Good night.